our weekly Wednesday Facebook live tutorial. If you are live with me, say hi. Thank you for your patience and great seeing you. Here we go. Hey, Renee. Hey, Anne. Thank you for joining me on Instagram. If you're here with me on Facebook, make sure you say hi or click on the StreamYard link so I can see your name as well. Hey, Stephanie. So we have quite a few new people joining us on Instagram. If this is your first time joining me on Instagram or watching my weekly Wednesday or weekly IG live session, my name is May Yo Silvers. I am the owner of M2 Hospitality, a multiple six-figure profit event planning company. And I am also the founder, event mentor, and coach for Events for Anyone, where we provide a mentorship program called the Unstoppable Eventrepreneur to help event planners like you to start and scale your event planning company into a multiple six-figure profit business. So happy National Women's Day to all of you ladies out there. Yes, I'm on the ban. So I'm on antibiotics and medication, which makes me a little drowsy and a little slow and forgetful. So, hey, Tracy, thank you for joining me on Facebook. So I have to end 5 minutes before 12:30 because we have a guest speaker from Event Helper, which is a company that helps to provide events insurance to event planners to come on and do a guest speaking inside our mentorship program. So I got to end like promptly today. Okay, so for those of you who's joining me today, thank you for giving me your time. So let's dive into today's topic. Hey, Helen, yes, getting better. Okay, having a control of the situation. So today we're going to talk about, should I lower my fees? Should I lower your fees? The obvious answer is no. Of course, you shouldn't lower your fees, but there are exceptions to the rule when you should lower your fees. So if, I have some thoughts going in my head, again, I'm still a little foggy brain. So pardon me if I'm not talking in sequence. So I'm trying to stay organized here. We're going to talk about why you shouldn't lower your fees. And then we're going to talk about why at certain times you can consider lower your fees. Okay. And what are the things to watch out for? All right. So when you get, especially, right? I mean, when I ask this question, should I lower my fees? Should you lower your fees? The very first response is no, of course not. I'm not going to lower my fees. That was by default, right? This is almost a reactive response. Of course, so many of you will probably say that, no, I will not lower my fees. I'm going to ask this question again, and I want you to take your time to answer me, okay? Especially if the two scenarios here, all right? So when you're new in the business, so scenario number one, when you're new in the business and you price your fees, nobody's booking you, and you have not have anyone paid for your service, all right? And whenever you get an inquiry, it's always the price objection, okay? Oh, you're not within my budget. Oh, you're too expensive, right? So like I use the hunting analogy. If you have been hunting and you're hungry, your bank account is hungry, right? So at what point would you have this urge? Do you think you will have this urge to want to lower your fees? And let's be honest, okay? Let's be honest. I can almost guarantee 100% of you will say that, yes, that thought has crossed my mind. Okay? So let's have it interactive here. Okay? On IG, all these people joining, I can see, and also on Facebook. Let's make it interactive. Have it cross your mind that maybe I'm priced too high. Maybe I should lower my fees. Especially for those of you who just started your business and you haven't booked anything yet. Okay? And whatever list you got, it's always too expensive. You're too expensive. So for those of you who say that, no, I'm sticking to my guns and this is the fee and my fee is my fee, congratulations. Let's see how long you can stay with that resilience. And I wish that you will continue to stay firm on your ground. Okay. So now, but then I'm going to ask you, are you totally being honest with yourself that this thought never crossed your mind? Okay. So yeah, it has happened to you. Okay. So it has happened to Lovelace Designs that yes, you thought about it, or you actually lower your fees to get that business. Now, give you a second scenario. You have gotten business, okay, at this certain price point, and then you decide to increase your fees. You say that, okay, it's time to raise my fee. I'm getting business. It's time to raise my fee. Have not been charging what I wanted to charge. So right now I'm going to charge what I really want to charge. So you know what is worse than not getting business is when you're used to getting business and then you raise your fee and you're not getting any more business. Okay? So you went dry. When you started raising your fees, you realize that your inquiry goes down or your booking ratio goes down. So you're booking a lot less or you're not booking any when you're at a higher price point. So for those of you who are in this camp, have it crossed your mind, maybe I shouldn't have raised my fee. Maybe I should lower it back down to where it was. At least I am, even though it's not the fees that I want to charge, but at least I'm making bookings. Now I'm not getting bookings at all. Okay, so, all right. So Facebook user, I can't see your name, right? Unless you click on the StreamYard link, unless you type your name. So somebody said that, yeah, it has crossed her mind. And, if she's out of the budget and she had to educate the potential client what they can do with their budget. Okay. So sometimes their budget does not match their vision. Okay. So she had to do that. So somebody just lost a business 2 minutes ago because of her fee. So the few things that I want to talk about is when you start thinking about lowering your fee, okay? Why am I talking about this topic? Because I have people coming up to me, even clients inside my mentorship program, that mention to me that, hey, listen, I'm not converting any leads and it's always price objection. Should I lower my fees? I know this pain is real, okay? I know this pain is real, not just for this person or for these members, but the pain is real even for me and for quite a few of you. That's why I want to address this. When you start thinking about lowering your fees, it's normal, okay? Just know that it's normal. Don't beat yourself up. When you start thinking, should I lower my fees? Don't beat yourself up, okay? All right. And then somebody said that, you have to remember that your fees have to allow you to cover your operating costs for the business based on the hourly rate that I teach all of you, right? On the spreadsheet, those of you inside my program or bought my Pricing the Profit template. So now, don't beat yourself up that you start thinking about should I lower my fees? It's human, normal reaction, okay? You are not going crazy and you're not doubting your self-worth, all right? However, if you start lowering your fees when people tell you you're too expensive, okay, every time someone tells you that, hey, you're too expensive, you're not within my budget, and your first response is, you know what, let me lower my fees so I can get this business. Let me lower my fees. That becomes your automatic response. This is something that I want you to watch out for that. Okay, because the moment when you start thinking about it, you're just thinking, you haven't action on it. Okay, but the moment you take action to lower your fees, when someone tells you that, hey, you're too expensive, okay, like you're not within my budget, okay, and then you say, okay, in order to win that business, let me lower my fees. So every single conversation, someone tells you you're too expensive, you start lowering your fees because you just got validation that, okay, when I lower my fees, someone books me. So it validates that your action is correct. So every time someone tells you you're too expensive, you lower your fees, you book the business. So based on human response, that action validated your urgent need of booking the business. But what does it do as well? It also validated your own belief of how much you can charge. All right? When you're thinking of lowering your fees, you have not gotten any validation or taken any action that validate that you are not worth that fee. You have not taken, you're just thinking about it. But if you lower your fees, you just validated to yourself that I cannot charge that fee. I am not able to charge that fee. Okay? You just validated to yourself that I cannot charge that fee. What does that mean? You also validated your own self-belief of your own self-worth. When you lower your fee, when someone tells you that you're too expensive. Okay? Did everybody catch that part? You said that I will just do it one time. Just one time. I really need that money at this period in my life. Just one time. I will almost bet when you do it one time, you will do it again. Okay? You will do it again. Because once you lower that fee and you get a booking, it reinforces your thoughts. It reinforces that you should lower your fees, because what are the benefits of lowering the fees? That you don't go hungry. You actually feel validated. At least somebody is paying me, okay? But not at that price. So I want you to be very aware of that thought, okay? That thought followed up by the action. If the action is to lower the fee, you just validated to yourself that you are not worth that particular price that you say you want to charge. And you have created the habit of creating a limiting self-belief and also a limited self-worth. You just solidify those two things that is detrimental to your business. Okay? So I want you to be aware of that. I was teaching inside our in-person event last Saturday, and I actually shared it inside this Facebook group and show it on my social media. I put a screenshot of what I wrote on the flip chart. There will always be a buyer at every single price point. The problem or the challenge that a lot of people face when they raise their fee, or when they, especially when they raise their fee, okay? After they raise their fee, they're not seeing any bookings because they're used to seeing being booked when they are at the lower fee. Now, you are challenging yourself to be of your higher self. One of the people who joined us virtually wrote these words of wisdom. Before you change your price, change yourself first. If you are not at that level mentally, emotionally, and your ego, okay, and your belief in your self-worth is not at that level, same level where you want to change your price to, then you have no conviction. You are weak. It's just a number. There's nothing to back it up. That's why she said, you want to change your price? Change yourself first. So when you raise your fee, you have to ask yourself, am I comfortable charging this? Because if you are not comfortable charging it, there is no conviction to stand behind that new fee. So, is it okay to lower your fees? There are circumstances that you can do that. Now, what I've just said is a whole mouthful and also very, very deep. Okay? Do you all relate to what I just said? When you lower your fees, what's going to happen? When you actually take the action to lower your fees, what's going to happen to you? Do you all follow me? You just validated that you are not worth that price. You just validated that you do not have the belief that you are worth that price. Okay? Somebody put #facts. Okay? So you don't think about that when you lower your fees, because all you see is the immediate gratification, which is I book a client. And you also validate it to yourself, okay? Self-validation that somebody is still wanting to book me. I don't care at what price. So you were looking at the instant gratification instead of the long-term goal. Every time when you're at a certain price point, especially when you're at a higher price point, those take time, okay? Those luxury buyer take time. Those buyers take time to come. And that's the reason why I say you have to constantly build your pipeline, because you don't know who's ready to buy at what price point. You have to constantly build your pipeline and constantly offer offers at different price point. So you're attracting buyers at different price point. Okay, so at what point can you lower your fees? Okay, I do that, and I encourage the people that I coach to do that as well. There are exceptions to the rule when you're lowering your fees, when there are conditions attached to it. When you are looking at your booking calendar and you know in the next month or two, you are sitting empty, okay? You have no bookings on your books. So you want to get these short-term bookings. These are the time that I would say, go ahead. Instead of lowering your fee, I would say do a flash sale, okay? To educate your community, your followers, your potential buyers, that this is not the price that you normally charge, but you're having a discount, a flash sales, and there needs to be condition attached in order to use that flash sale. That means they have to book within this certain time frame. The event must happen within this certain time frame, and there are blackout dates, and there's minimum spend. So now you're not really lowering your fees, okay? In actual numbers, yes, but is it something that you will do on a continuous basis? No. Is it something that you're advertising to your potential clients that you are a softie and they can bargain with you to lower your fees? No, because you are giving a very good reason why your fees came down. Okay? So those are what we call your need period. Your need period, low season, that means you want to fill up your books. You want to be able to get this cash injection. Those are exceptions to the rule that you can lower your fees, okay, give a discount, or don't lower your fees, but give additional perks and incentive. So this is the only time that I will strongly agree that you should think about that. All right. Another way to counteract the anxiety when someone is not booking you at that higher price point is have different offers at different price point. So you're used to getting inquiries, you're used to getting bookings at different price points. So it relieves your anxiety of waiting for that person to book at that particular price point that you have not been booked yet. Okay? So it will satisfy your validation that people are still booking me at different price points. So you don't get so anxious that how come nobody's booking me, period. People are booking you, but at different price points. It helps making the waiting period of that someone who will pay at that price point that you're thinking, should I lower that fees? It makes that waiting period a lot easier to tolerate when there's still action going on, the in-between period. Okay? So everybody clear about this? I'm trying to explain it as clear as possible. Reading through, it's difficult for me to talk and speak at the same time with this conjunction, but I hope today gives you some clarity. Should you lower your fees? At what point you need to lower your fees? That you need to consider lowering your fees. If you do lower your fees, what happened? What are the things you're telling yourself, you're validating yourself? I want you to be fully aware of that. Okay? All right. So, got a quick announcement to make before I hop on to the Zoom call is you need to we have our second Passion to Profit Bootcamp, 3-day launch. Sorry, there you go. This is my medication taking effect. You're seeing it at real time. Our Passion to Profit Bootcamp, March 28th to 30th. It's a 3-day sprint to start and launch and scale your event planning business. It's happening on March 28th to 30th. The topics discussed are very different this time round. We're going to talk about the first day. We'll be talking about what type of business structure is best for you. We're going to deep dive into, should you niche down or should you offer a whole range of services? Should it be a one-person show or should we build a team? And whatever direction you go, what type of legal paperwork do you need to have in order to make sure that you're legit? Okay, that's day one. Day two, we're going to talk about what should you be investing in your business. At every different stage in your business, you should be investing in different things. So I'm going to talk about where should you be spending your hard-earned money so that you can gain more momentum in your business, regardless whether you're starting your business or you have already started your business and looking to scale. The different types of investments out there. So I'll be talking about that on day two. Day three, we'll be talking about, now you make the investment. You got to know to calculate if your investment is yielding the results that you want to yield, be it increase in followers, be it financially. So we're going to talk about how to evaluate your investment if it's yielding the results that you want it to yield after you invest your money. So those are the 3 days that we'll be talking about. These 3 topics is at 8 p.m. Eastern Time Zone. Make sure you comment, either register if you're watching this on replay, #replay, and also comment register. If you do not know your concierge, if you know your concierge, make sure you DM your concierge, let your concierge know that you want to register. And this is through Zoom, okay? This is through Zoom. I will also be dropping some brand new offers during that 3-day launch at a crazy, insane price. So, and I will also be launching our second in-person event on June 3rd. What are the topics that we will be talking about? And the fees to attend the in-person event will be crazy, crazy, insane. And that will be announced during those 3 days. So make sure, okay, make sure that you either DM me on Instagram to register, and then on Facebook, DM your concierge, or just comment register and we'll get you all signed up. Thank you so much for your time today. I hope that it have given you some insights on what you need to do, what you need to think about when you're lowering your fees. For those of you who just joined me on Instagram, you can catch the replay by going to my account and go under the Reels section, and you'll be able to see this live recording replay in there as well. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a great rest of your Wednesday. Bye.